Okay, so today we are going to be working with math that's used to make purchases. Have you heard that word before? So we buy things or make purchases. So purchase means to buy something. And now that makes sense? So we purchase things whenever we exchange or whenever we trade an amount of money that is equal to the amount of the item. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions with that?
Yes. My question is, I don't understand the thing.
Okay, so if you see a candy bar that costs $1, you exchange or trade the same amount of money that the candy bar is worth to get the candy bar. So you wouldn't give $200 for a $1 candy bar.
Oh, no, it makes sense.
Cool. All right. Have you ever bought something with money?
Mm-hmm.
You have? What did you buy?
I bought chips before and candy.
Chips and candy.
With my own money.
With your own money? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Have you ever experienced a time or seen a time when someone went to buy something or purchase something and they didn't have enough money? That's happened to me before. So what we're going to do is try to figure out if we want to buy something, if we have enough money, or if we have too much, how much do we need to take away? And if we have too little, how much do we need to add? So, let's say you go to the store to get some fruit and you want some delicious green apples. I drew one here. And those apples cost 53 cents. What do we need to figure out if we can purchase the apples?
You need to figure out if you can, see if there's a tag in front of it so you can see how much it costs.
Okay, you want to see how much this costs. That's one thing we need to know. What is another thing we need to know if we're going to buy something?
The other thing we need to know, if we don't know if that actually costs, we can just find a tag that's probably on the little thing.
Look at the price tag. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to do. I think another thing we would need to do is check our pockets and see how much money we have in there. So, before we figure out how much money is in our pocket, I want to remind you of our coin poems. So I have it here so we can read it together. Can you see?
Yeah.
Let's start with the penny. Ready?
I can read the whole thing without needing help.
You don't need it? You want to do it by yourself?
Yeah, I can read the whole thing without needing help.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Penny, penny, easily spent, copper, brown, worth 1 cent.
I can zoom it in closer if you need. Let's do the nickel.
Nickel, nickel, thick and fat. You're worth 5 cents. I know that.
Let's do dime.
Dime, dime, little and thin. I remember you're worth 10.
I love this rhymes. Okay.
Quarter, quarter, big in a bowl. You're worth 25, I am told.
Ooh, nice. Nicely done. You did that so well reading by yourself. Okay, so now that we've remembered what each coin is and how much it costs, let's get back to see if we can purchase this apple, okay? So, let's look in our pocket. In our pocket, we have 68 cents. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy these down on my whiteboard, and inside the circles I'm going to put how much they are. So how many pennies do you see?
3.
So what do I need to write inside these pennies?
1.
1, 1, 1. Exactly. How many nickels do you see?
3.
3 nickels. Let's look. Oh, this up at the top is not it. It's just this part in the orange. So how many dimes do you see actually?
3.
3 dimes? So you're saying this is a dime?
No, you said how many dimes. I'm talking about the dimes, like the little ones.
These here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 1 dime. Is that a dime too?
No, that's a nickel.
Ooh, tricky, tricky. I did something tricky. So some of these I put their heads up, and some of these I put their heads up and their tails up. So if this is a nickel, let me show you what
That's a quarter.
Here, let's look at this.
I know it's a quarter because you tried to trick me because you made it smaller.
I didn't make it smaller. This is our quarter, but I like the way you're thinking. Sometimes they can look smaller than they are, but this one's actually a nickel because there's our quarter there. It's way bigger than this guy. So this is a nickel, and these up here are our dimes. So how many nickels do you see?
4 nickels.
Okay. Let me get rid of my quarter because we don't need that. So I'm going to do this with you, okay? So we got 3 pennies. You saw those right off the bat because they're brown, and you can tell those are different. These up at the top are our dimes. So I can tell that they're dimes because they're smaller than the penny. Even though they have different things on the front and the back, they're smaller than the penny, so I know that it has to be a dime. So how many in this top row do you see of dimes?
3.
Why do you think there's just 3?
Because I think there's 3 because I seen a dime before. When I looked at the back, it had the same sign as that.
The same sign. So if this is a dime, this is a dime, and this is a dime, what do you think these might be?
Nickels.
Why do you think those are nickels and not dimes?
Because nickels are bigger than dimes. They might be, if you look at both of them, like a dime and a nickel, it's gonna be hard to tell which one is bigger because they look like the same height, but the nickel is actually bigger.
The nickel is bigger. Okay, so to help us out, I'm gonna move this nickel right next to these over here. So now, do you want to change your answer that there are only 3 dimes, or do you want to keep that the same? Let's look at it for a second.
Keep it the same.
Keep it the same? So you think even though this is a dime, you think this is the same size as this?
No.
No, okay. So which one's bigger?
The nickel.
The nickel. So this is a nickel, right?
No, that's a quarter.
Let's go back and bring our quarter out.
Oh, never mind, that's a nickel.
There you go. Oh my. I just scrolled down crazy. You're doing a really great job. Thank you for talking with me. So this is a nickel, right? So we see 1 nickel. So I'm going to write 1 circle. And how much is a nickel?
5 cents.
Yeah, there you go. And so we know that there are at least 3 dimes. But I think this is the same size as that one, don't you think?
Yeah.
So if these are dimes, then these are also dimes. So let's count how many dimes we've got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, we gotta count them by tens because each dime worth 10 cents.
Okay, here. Do you want to do that?
Yeah. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,
Boom. You're one step ahead of me. So I'm writing my circles, and we know that they have 10, right? And you already counted them, so I know that those are 60 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. So you've got our apple with its price at 53 cents. We've got 6 dimes worth 60 cents. We have 1 nickel that's worth 5 cents. And how many pennies do we have?
3.
And how many cents is that?
3 cents.
Boom, shakalaka. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 2. 3 cents. So if we have all of this change in our pocket, are we able to buy this apple for 53 cents? We are. How can you tell that we are?
Because I just counted, because there's 60 dimes, and then I counted there were 63, and then added 5 to the 60, so now there's 68.
68. Wow, look at that. You added it all up. So let's go ahead and write our total over here. 68 cents. So whenever we exchange or buy something, we need the exact same amount that the product is worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do we have the same amount, more, or less?
More.
We have more. So what I would like for you to do is try to cross out or erase the ones that we don't need.
Okay.
And if you need some help, you can do a tens and ones chart. And we're going to check your work after you try it.
So we don't need those. Cross out one of the dimes.
Okay, so if we...
I messed up.
You messed up? How can you tell you messed up?
Because I crossed out one of these, and I thought we didn't need these, but we do, because there's 3 pennies. There's 3 right there.
You're exactly right. I love how you figure that out on your own. You're thinking ahead. So we can let's just erase that. Rink, rink. And just pretend that they're still there. Do you think that we still need to take away 1 dime?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you tell that?
Because we have more than 50 on 3, so we need to take away 1 dime, so there can be 50 dimes.
50 dimes. So we need 50 dimes here so that it matches the tens place over here, right?
You don't need that.
We don't need that. Okay, so if we erase this and we erase this, let's find what our new total is. So how many of those dimes do we have?
5.
So how many cents is that?
50.
Here, you want to write that up here just so we know? All right, so we got 50 cents here. And what do we do with these?
What we do with these, we put both of these together, so it makes 53.
Oh, so when we put the dimes and the pennies together, it makes 53 cents. Why don't you write 53 here? So now that we've taken away our nickel and we've taken away 1 dime, the amount of money in our pocket matches the amount of money that this product is worth. So can we buy it?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Awesome. You're doing great. So now I'm going to see if we can do one by yourself, okay? And if you need to do a tens and ones chart, you totally can, and you can use my whiteboard as well if you need. So what we've got is, and I'm going to pull this up for you actually. So what you have right here is you're trying to buy some grapes. How much do you see these grapes cost?
46 cents.
46 cents. So the grapes cost 46 cents, And in our pocket, we have, how many cents do you see?
38.
Okay, I put them out here just so you can see. I want you to try to figure out if you can buy these grapes for 46 cents with the amount of money that's in your pocket.
Okay.
What do you notice off the bat, actually?
But I noticed that I'm not gonna have enough to buy both of the grapes because I need to add one more 10.
You need to add one more 10?
Yeah, and I need to take away some of the ones because I got more ones.
So here on my whiteboard, would you write, so if you have 38 cents and you add 10 cents to it, how much do you have?
48 cents.
48 cents. Why don't you just write that number here on this board so we can see it? $0.48. So how many do we need to take away to make it 46 to buy the grapes? Do you want to work it out on this computer thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let's see. So here is 38 cents that we have in our pocket. So you already said that we need to take away, we need to add, one dime.
Now I got 48 cents, so we need to take away. So we need to take away.
So let's start at 46 and then count to 48. So we got, do you want to start at 45?
Huh?
So we have 45 cents,
Yeah.
we have 46 cents. So 46, 47, 48.
Oh, I know.
You know?
We need to take away 2.
You need to take away 2 what? So I know that if we take away 2 dimes, dimes are worth 10, so that would be too many.
Is that a dime?
We had, these are all dimes up here, this is a nickel, and these are pennies. So, all right. Oh, hit no. Just click that right there. There you go.
46.
46. Hey, look at that. You did that without any help. Give me a high five. All right. Cool. Do you want to try just one more? Okay. Let's see what else we've got. So, we already bought those grapes. We ate them all up. Now, let's see. This was kind of a lot, so we'll see if you can do this. We've got a pumpkin that costs 47 cents. And in our pocket, we've got 97 cents.
Oh, this.
9. Okay. Here we go. So this is the amount that we already have in our pocket.
This is going to be easy.
Julian, stop. After kicking your feet, stop moving your feet and stop kicking each other. Do you hear me?
77 cents.
Isa,
And the pumpkin costs 74 cents.
thank you.
Too much.
Okay, so down at the bottom it says how many cents do we have? Question. Before you get rid of any more, let's look and see. Here, before you get rid of that last penny, I want to look and see how many. So we have 2 quarters here. That's worth 50 cents.
Yeah.
And we have
Dime.
2 dimes, 2 dimes. So can you tell me what 50 plus 20 is?
50 plus 20 is 70.
70. Okay. So if we just don't look at our penny here, what is that your mouse is right next to?
A nickel.
It's a nickel, and a nickel is worth how much again?
5 cents.
5 cents. So all these coins up here are 70 cents. How much is our, I'll put this here so we can see. How much is our pumpkin?
74.
74. So if this is 70 cents plus the nickel is how many cents?
75.
75. Is that more or less than the pumpkin?
No.
Is it less than the pumpkin? 75 is less than 74?
No.
No. So if it's not less than, it has to be, I think it's more.
It got to be more.
It's got to be more. So what I think maybe we should do is get rid of our nickel, because that's too many cents. 75 is bigger than 74, so we don't need our
We
nickel.
got 71 now.
Okay, so how many do we need
Wait,
to...
I know. Done.
Boom! You got it. So, that was pretty cool. You figured that out. So, I have a question. How could you use this information in the real world?
I think I can use it in the real world. If that I probably have. I can use it in the real world. I think I can. In the real world, I think I can have my own classroom and teach my students this.
Yeah? You'd want to teach your students this. Why?
Because some of them probably not gonna because probably some of my students are probably not going to know about money that much.
They might not know about money, and you think knowing about money is important? What do you think was good about this lesson that we did together?
Well, I think what's good about it was fun.
It was fun? Why do you think it was fun?
Because it was a game.
It was a game.
And I really love games.
You love games. Who doesn't love games? Was there anything you could think that might make it better if I were to do something like this again?
I think you can make it better by making some of the questions a bit more harder.
A bit harder. So you want some harder questions. Okay. Well, thank you very much. You rule. I'm so happy that we got to do this. Can I have a fist bump? Oh, yeah. All right.